How's it going, everybody? My name is Lupe Alcides. I am a Chicano from San Antonio, Texas. If you don't know where that's at, it's San Antonio, Texas. LOL. So today I thought I would do something different and answer some questions just to give it a little bit variety, change things up a little bit. I have been doing a lot of stories, not a lot, just a few. um, Probably what you're going to see a lot or get a lot from this podcast is my biased, narrow-minded opinion. I keep saying that. I've said that on social media for years because I have lived my life a certain way. I have done things a certain way. So I am narrow-minded and biased because of my history and my background. So you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like what I say. That's just the way I am. And I honestly don't care if people don't like what I say or how I think. Family members a little bit, but we're still family, so we'll both get over it, right? Um, what I also wanted to do was answer some questions. That way you can get to know me a little bit. If you don't know me that well, or so you can get to know me a little bit more, a little bit different. I thought Q&A would be a cool way for you to get to know me. Um, the questions that I have gotten are not very revealing as far as like lifestyle and background and things like that, but they are a little bit revealing about the way I think. Today is 4/29/2020, so it's April 29th. Where I guess depends on how you want to look at things. Um, we're in the middle, quote unquote, of a pandemic. Technically, according to the idiot in charge, the POTUS, um, it's gonna end, or the quarantine is gonna end, whatever that means. So anyway, I'm stating the date because it is important for some of these questions. The first question that I did get was, how do you make the best out of being in quarantine? And I will be honest with you, straight up honest with you, my life has not changed that much. I'm single, live alone. Um, the ex left before we got quarantined. It had just barely gotten to where we needed to be quarantined. So I guess it's safe to say that she left at a good time. So I've always been not a recluse, but I spend a lot of time at home, to be honest with you. I hang out with friends. I visit family members, hang out with family members. I do attend family gatherings, things of that nature. But other than that, besides working, I spend a lot of time at home. Um, I read, I do a little bit of writing. I'm trying to get into writing more, and it's really hard because when I force myself to write, it's hard to get the ideas out. That's why in the other podcast I said that to me poetry was just a way of expressing how I felt at the moment because it just came out. It's like, oh, I feel sad and blue. I thought that you were true, but you would let me know. Blah, 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 whatever, right? So, other than that, it's pretty much typical lifestyle for me. I spend a lot of time here at home alone. I don't really watch a lot of TV. That's the only thing that has changed because of the pandemic. I was doing a lot of Uberings, but since it slowed down a lot, um, I'm not really going out a lot. What I was doing before was I would wait till about 7, 8-ish, and then work all night, and then I would come home, take a nap or whatever. It's a little bit different now because I do have therapy during the day, so I had to change my schedule because of that. What I'm trying to do differently now is work out before my therapy, and since I don't have to leave the house, it's like perfect for me because I do my therapy, then I work out. What I'm trying to do differently now is do it before therapy. That way, after I'm done with therapy, I have all afternoon. Like today, I went to HEB. There wasn't that many people there. I didn't need a lot of stuff, so it was good for me. But the last time I tried to go, like at 6, it was like 20 people outside waiting to go inside. I'm like, no, I don't. I just needed lemons for lemon water, so it wasn't like a life-threatening situation. I was like, no, I'm not waiting in line. And that's one thing about me. I have very little patience, and I'm trying to work on that too. But to be honest with you, I make the most of my time in quarantine by doing this, trying to be on social media, trying to interact with people, trying to do some of my writing. I am studying some online courses. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing for me, to be honest with you. Nothing has really changed that much. Um, so I'm gonna skip down to another question, which is kind of relating to this. It says, what is the one thing? Well, there's two questions about the pandemic. One is, what is the one thing that you took for granted before the pandemic? Um, I don't think I really took anything for granted. I was trying to live my life the best way possible. I'm not a holy roller or an overly devout Christian, but I do read the Bible. I do believe in the law of attraction. I do believe, really do believe in karma. So I try to be the best person possible. Um, I think that's about it. I don't think I really took anything for granted. Um, I really do. I mean, if you believe in the law of attraction and if you believe in karma, I try to appreciate as much as possible everything that I have, everything that I've gotten. Like I said, I'm not a devout Christian, but I honestly do believe where I'm at is because of God. I've been through so much in the past. I should have been dead like way long time ago, but I'm still here. So I think about that all the time. That's one thing that I don't take for granted. I'm probably not where I want to be as far as like career wise or whatever, but I've gone to school. I have two bachelors, I have a master's. I may not have a career where I'm utilizing those degrees, but I've gotten that education. I can say, and I love telling people when they say, "Oh, you think you're bad because blah blah blah." No, motherfucker, I think I'm bad because I got 3 degrees. What you got? Nothing. Ooh, and I love it when people tell me it's like, "Well, you're not doing anything or blah blah blah. You're a criminal or you're a convict or you're a felon." It's like, yeah, I may be a recovering drug addict. I may have been a criminal in the past. I may be a convicted felon, but I still got those 3 degrees. What you got? I'll wait. I'll wait. So I have not taken that for granted. I may not be using them, but I've gotten that. I have that education. I can say that I have that. Not everybody can. Not too many people can. So I don't take that for granted. I don't take my health for granted. I don't take what I have for granted. I live by myself. I have a lot of material possessions that I probably don't even deserve, but God has said, "You know what? Chief Lolo a little bit. He's been through a lot. Let him have that TV. Let him have that cable. Let him have that internet." I have that. And every time that I see homeless people, I always thank God that I have somewhere to lay my head at night. Because I could just imagine how much it has to suck to be homeless. Whether you're homeless by choice, homeless not by choice, or because you want to be a drug addict, you're still homeless. No matter how you look at it, it's gotta suck ass to be homeless. It's gotta suck to not be able to have privacy when you take a shit. It's gotta suck to not have privacy when you want to take a shower every fucking day. I take a shower every day. Sometimes I take two. It's gotta suck to not be able to just lay down whenever you want to. Sometimes I'm tired and I take a nap. I turn the fan towards me because I get hot, man. I have the AC on, but I still get hot. I have to have the fan. I turned it off right now because it makes too much noise for the recording. But sometimes I get hot. I always have to have the fan on. I turn the fan towards me. I lay down. I take a nap. I can go into the kitchen and cook whatever I want. Well, what's in the fridge? Not whatever I want, just whatever I have in the fridge. But I, I, I appreciate that. I appreciate that I have a fridge. I have a stove. I have things in my fridge that I can cook, and a stove to cook them on. I can honestly say that I don't think I've taken anything for granted. The second question, or the third question technically, relating to the pandemic is, what is the first thing you will do things go back to normal? First of all, I don't want things to go back to normal because, like social media says, normal wasn't working. But that's another discussion. I think the first thing that I would like to do when things go back to normal is to do karaoke. Because doing it here at home on the webcam, entertaining you guys, it's not the same as people cheering you on. And I think I sound better with a normal bar PA system than just the TV with the two little speakers. Because I think that with the music, my voice sounds a lot better than it does without music. And you can't hear it blend that well because the TV's got little baby speakers, man. Not like at the bar. The bar is like loud and it's like, yeah, it's like even if I suck, I sound good because the speakers at the bars, they sound a whole lot better. Plus, it's so awesome. And I hate to sound like I'm full of myself, but it's so fucking awesome when people cheer for you and people are high-fiving you on your way back to your seat and telling you, "Oh man, you're so good, bro." I've had people buy me beers because I was that good. The last time we went on, or that I went by myself to the bar, St. Patrick's Day, right before they shut everything down, people were buying me beer because they thought I sang good. Um, Somebody asked me earlier, not for the podcast, but somebody asked me why am I single? And I'll be honest with you, the reason I'm single. What's up, Dave? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. I'll be honest with you, I'm single because the ex left. That's why I'm single, because she left. Um, okay, so a friend of mine asked me a really good question, and this is like totally like one of those badass questions. He asked me if I could choose to know or not know the exact way and time of death, why would I choose my answer? And he wanted me to like dwell on both sides. This is a really good question, but I'll be honest to you. I'll be honest with you. It's a short answer. The reason I would not want to know is because I would be so anxious up until that time. Yeah, if you knew that you had 6 months to live, you would spend those 6 months partying and spending it with your loved ones and all that stuff, which you should be doing now anyway. Why wait, right? I think the reason I wouldn't want to know is because the Bible says he's gonna come like a thief in the night, right? It says he's gonna come like a thief in the night and slice your fucking throat. But I think it's wrong to know. I think it's wrong to know because God doesn't want you to know. He wants you to live your life to the fullest every fucking day. Not because you know you're going to die, but because you appreciate life. I may not be out partying, I may not be out doing awesome things, but I think I live a pretty decent life. I'm happy almost every day. Right now I'm stressed out because of the accident and State Farm still taking long. They called last week. The lawyer talked to them last week and they're still taking long. It's been a week and a half. This is why I'm stressed out right now. But other than that, I'm even though the ex left, I'm not gonna sit there like the song says. I'm not gonna sing a sad song just because she left. If I'm gonna drink, it's because I want to party, not because she left. So I wouldn't want to know because why would I want to know? Why would I want to know? If God doesn't want me to know, then I don't need to know. I should live my life the way I think I should be living it, and then just die when I die. I'm as long as I. This is the only thing that I want to happen. I want to see my grandkids grow up to at least finish school and get married and have kids of their own. After that, I'm cool. I'm cool just being some old fart on the porch, smoking my cigar, drinking my fucking whatever, tequila, vodka, Jim Beam, whatever, for the rest of my old age. um, this one is hard, man. What inspires you? It's hard to say. It really is hard to say what inspires me. Um, what gets me going? What motivates me? It's hard to answer that one because I don't know if it's because I'm like so weighed down by the stresses of the world and the accident messing with me. I mean, like, I'm in a little bit of pain. My back hurts. It's hard for me to sleep at night. I don't sleep well. I'm stress eating a lot and I shouldn't be because of this accident. So it's hard for me to say that I'm like totally inspired right now, but and I said it before that you shouldn't do things for other people, but what gets me going is my grandkids. I want to be there for them. I want to be a good grandpa and I didn't get to have my grandparents. My grandfather was the last one. He passed away when I was 13. So I didn't really like have grandparents around. So I want to be a good grandpa for one, and I want to be there for my grandkids, see them as often as I can or as much as I can, and spend time with them. If anything, I want them to say he was a good grandpa. You can say whatever you want about him. He may have been this, he may have been that, but he was a good grandpa. So if that counts as inspiration, I would say my grandkids. Oh, and another good one. What can you do to affect positive change in your community? It's kind of hard to say because I think that's like a two-part answer. I could go out and actually like start some kind of project or a community service type of thing. Um, One thing that I see a lot, and it's funny because people are talking about during this pandemic how nature is coming back and everything is so much cleaner and stuff. I walk through this hood and it's still filthy as fuck. It really is. Every time that it rains, it just rained the other day, and I do my post workout cardio at the park, and there's shitloads of trash in the water. There's a shitloads of trash in the water. I think if anything, um, if I personally was to do something, or if somebody asked me to do something, I would do that. Try to make some kind of project or movement or some kind of an effort to either pick up the trash or to do something about the trash. There's like way too much fucking trash in this city and on this side of town. There really, really is. As far as like people goes, I think for me personally, and maybe this could apply to everybody else, is just trying to be a good person. You know that saying about smiles are contagious? I think good attitudes and being nice to people are contagious as well. When you're nice to somebody for no fucking reason, they see that. They think about that. I think about when somebody is nice and they don't have to be. I forgot when was the last time somebody was nice, and I was like, wow, you know, God bless that person, because you know what? They didn't have to be nice. They didn't have to go out of their way to be nice, and they didn't have to do that nice gesture or whatever, but they did. Not because they were expecting something in return. It's like, hey, bro, I'm going to be nice to you, but, like one time I lost my wallet and somebody found it. Now, I don't know who went through my wallet, but somebody went through my wallet. And finally, somebody called me like a day or two later. It's like, hey, I found your wallet and it had this number in it. Is this your wallet? And I'm like, yeah, that's my wallet. Can I get it back? It's like, yeah, I was just wondering if there was a reward for it. Like, obviously, that person was looking for a reward. But I was like, why can't you just return it to be nice? It's like, well, yeah, I will return it to be nice, but just wondering. So at the time, I wasn't giving a reward out. But I think if me personally, I wanted to affect positive change in my community, I would just try to be nicer. And it's really hard, to be honest with you, because some of these people just fucking idiots. There's so many fucking idiots in the world that I don't know how they're allowed to run around in public without adult supervision. I'm serious, man. There are so many idiots out there, and I don't know where they're coming from or why they're allowed to be out in public by themselves driving a motor vehicle. Just yesterday or the day before that, driving to the store, going the speed limit. The speed limit down Commerce is only 35. It's not 80. We're not on the highway. It's only 35. So I'm going down Commerce towards downtown. I'm actually was heading towards HEB to see how the line worked. This idiot is all on my tail, like right there, like right on my tail. Defensive driving says slow down and the idiots will go around. So I slowed down and the idiot goes around. Okay, so I proceeded to go to the store, minding my own damn business. This fucking idiot he goes from the right lane across two lanes and gets right behind me to turn. It's like, why, dude? Why? And then he's flipping me off. Flipping me off. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I did wrong. He was already in the right lane. I turned to go left. Or I was in the left lane to turn left. So, what did I do wrong? Way too many fucking idiots out there. Way too many. There should be like a limit. Dude, I'm sorry, but you're gonna be quarantined in the idiot quarantine because there's already way too many idiots. You know how they count you at HEB and Walmart? They should have that. They should have that. They should have GPS monitors on these pendejos, and every time they try to leave the house, it says no. There's already too many out there. Our quota is 12 for the today. You're the 13th. No, pendejo. Stay your ass home. Okay. Um, this one is a good one too, and this is gonna be. Oh, somebody asked a question earlier, so I'll ask this one and then that one, because I said save your questions for the last. This question says, what is one thing you would go back in time and urge your younger self not to do? Fucking drugs, man. Fucking drugs. I would tell myself, if you fucking touch that, I will kick your ass. And I would kick my fucking ass if that's what it took. Every time that I got high, I would beat the shit out of myself. Because if you heard the podcast on my drug use, fuck drugs, man. You may get along with drugs, but me and drugs, You want to talk about monkey on your back? And one of the reasons I hated talking about that was because when I was growing up, I always thought it was like weakness. It was a weakness to be an addict. I always saw it as a weakness. You're weak because you're giving into the drugs and you're letting the drugs overtake you. And that's what happened to me. The drugs overtook my thinking, my mentality, my judgment. My life was all fucked up. I wasted years because of drugs. So one thing that I would do, not necessarily urge myself not to do, I would stop myself from doing it. If my younger self would not listen to, hey bro, please don't do those drugs. What the fuck do you know? I would beat the shit out of myself. If going back in time was possible, I would beat the shit out of myself every time I tried to get high. Just to stop myself. And nobody made me open up about my past. It was just a thing. I mean, I didn't really think about it. I was thinking about all the topics that I could do for my podcast, and that's a part of who I am. I mean, like I just said right now, it's a part that I regret having to go through. It's a part of my past that I regret doing, but it's a part of who I am. It's what I did. So um, that's just one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to talk about, but the reason I'm doing this podcast different is because it seemed like a lot of the other stuff was like kind of depressing. So I'm trying to think about or talk about stuff that's a little bit more positive, so you guys won't be so uh, bummed out by my podcast and will want to keep listening or start listening. But one of the things that I wanted to do with the podcast was to how does the saying go? Get out of my comfort zone, step out of my comfort zone, and talk about myself. Because if you guys know anything about me, it's that I'm very reserved. Don't really like talking about myself and how I feel and all that bullshit. I'd rather just write poems about it. Blah blah blah. This fucking happened, and this was how I whatever. You know, journaling and poetry I can do. Telling people how I feel is not something that I like to do. I can do it. I just don't like to do it. So this is an avenue for me to express myself and to reveal myself to the world and to you guys and to tell you guys about my past and myself. So, those are all the questions that I have for today. I hope you enjoyed listening and watching. If there are no further questions, I will say that is going to be a wrap for tonight. So, you are more than welcome to leave your comment, remarks, questions, criticism. What's the old saying? Snide remarks, things of that nature. I am Lupe Alcides on all social media. My podcast is the Lupe Alcides Podcast. Feel free to subscribe, to follow me, friend me, whatever. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I don't really use Snapchat that much, but I'm on there. I don't use Pinterest that much, but I'm on there. Add me, follow me, stalk me, whatever. Buy me tacos. I'm down for whatever. If you guys um, need somebody to talk to, and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I very narrow-minded, very biased. So my advice comes from a certain perspective. I've been through a lot, so I know how to do a lot of shit the wrong way because of my past, and I think that affords me some kind of um, intelligence on how to not do things wrong. So if I know how to do things wrong, I probably know how to do things right because I did them wrong. So don't do it that way. So when I tell you something, it's not because I think I'm better than you or I think I'm smarter than you. It's because I've been down that road. That road ain't fucking cool, man. Trust me when I say that road is not fucking cool. It's not. It's not. Whether it's drugs, crime, going to jail, getting jumped, whatever. I've done a lot of stupid shit, a lot of mistakes, but I've learned from that shit. So I'm a smarter, way more mature, educated, experienced person because of my past. So I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm not saying I'm smarter than you. I'm saying that I've gone through shit. So if you need somebody to talk to, you need some advice, or you just want to throw shit at me, feel free to. I won't give out my email here or my phone number, but if you want to hit me up on social media, you're more than welcome to. After the pandemic, um, if you want to hang out, shoot some pool, drink a few beers or drinks, whatever. Um, I don't know how you would say it. A couple of Jack Daniels's, whatever. Do some karaoke. Let me know. I'm almost always down for whatever. So let me know what you guys think. And God bless each and every one of you. Spread love and positivity always. Be safe. Take care of yourselves and each other.